Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss a new topic of PUC 1 Unit 7. The topic name is System of Particles and Rotational Motion. It is the PUC 1 topic. So, what is the basic? We will directly go to the explanation about the topic. So, before going to use this one, we need to know some of the definitions of the main definitions about some of the main definition in physics. The first definition is what is mean by rigid body. Rigid body. So we are come across from the in physics. So we will deal with rigid bodies only. So especially in the properties of material only, we will discuss different type of bodies. But other than this specific topic of properties of material, so we will discuss only the rigid bodies. So what is the basic definition of the rigid bodies? Now we are taking the one of the example here. Then we can easily understand what is meant by rigid body. See, this is the one of the object, or we are taking we are considering this the one body. Say body 1, we are taking as a body 1. So if we are applying the certain forces on the body, we are applying certain forces on the body. If the body changes its the volume or area and shape, that means this body, after application of this external force, the body changes its volume due to the external force. Like this, the body changes its volume. So that means this body is not rigid even we are applying the certain forces on that body. That means this body is not a rigid body. Now we are considering the one more other type of body, one more example body. Now we are applying certain forces on that body. These are the forces, external forces we are applying on that body. Even we are applying the external force on that body, if the body does not change its volume, V means volume, even we are applying the some external force on the body, if the body does not change its volume, other than if the body is having the some area, if does not change its area, if the body does not change its shape, then that type of body is named as the rigid body. That type of body is named as the rigid body. Now we will get the perfect definition of the rigid body definition. I hope you understand what is mean by rigid body definition. So one more time I am repeating this one. So if the body does not changes, even we are applying some external force, its volume, area and shape, those type of bodies are named as a rigid bodies. So that means a body which does not undergoes any changes. Say a body, now I am writing here some of the points, so you need to understand this one. A body which does not undergoes or undergo any changes in its shape, volume or area by the application of, when they should not change this one, by the application of what we are applying, some external force we are applying. So by the application of external force on it, then those type of body is named as the rigid body. Then those type of body, that means a body should not change its volume, a body should not change its shape, a body should not change its shape or volume and area. So those type of bodies are named as a rigid bodies. But one thing we need to understand here, in ideal case, if you take the any body, in ideal case, any body, there is no any, sorry, in real case, there is no any real body, there is no any rigid body. Rigid body is not available in real case. That means even the body does not changes certain value of the external force. If we are increasing the load on the body, that means if we are increasing the force on the body, definitely at somewhere by increasing the force, the body should change its volume or its shape or any its in shape or its area, everything that must be changes its position, that must be changes its volume. That means the body definitely it will deform. So what I am going to say, in real case there is no any real rigid body availability in the nature. So that is but what we discuss means as the amount of force is as the deformation of the body is very small as compared to the previous application of the force, then the body can be named as a rigid body. That means the changes is very small. If the changes are very small, then those type of bodies are named as a rigid bodies. What I am going to point out here, in real case there is no availability of the rigid body in the nature, but if the changes are very small, then those type of bodies are named as a rigid bodies. That means when in the physics, in the rigid body systems, even the force is applying on the body, the changes can be considered as very small. That's why we are named it as a rigid bodies. So that is the thing. I hope you understand reality of the nature and why we are considering the rigid bodies. So that is the thing. Now in the topic also we need to know some of the important definitions of some of definition. First definition, we will need to know the what is meant by translatory motion. Translatory motion means we can take it as a one of the example. After that we will give the definition of the translatory motion. See, this is the one of the object. See, on the object we are applying certain forces on the object. This is the force on the object which is applying on the force. So due to the force, the object is displaced from original position to some final position here. So let's assume in the object there are several points are available. So this is the points. There are several points are available. Let's assume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the points. Now this is also same points 1, 2, 3. These are the point 1, point 2, point 3, and also 4, 5, 6. See what I am to say here. See in the these when the body is changes its position. When the body changes its position, see these are the particles in the body. So one of the mass is available here, one of the mass is available here. These are the particles. See these may be named as these particles are displaced. The particle 1 is displayed, let's assume it's a 10 meter. So then the particle 2 also displaced in the same 10 meters only, and the particle 3 also displaced in the same 10 meters only. In the same manner all particles are displaced with the same displacement. They are having the equal displacement. So what I am to point out here, see in certain type of displacement, certain type of motion, the particles what are present in the body, all particles are displaced with the same distance. First point I need to present here, all the particles should displace with the same distance. See that means if particle 1 and particle 2, particle 3 and particle 4, all particles having the distance covered in the distance covered by the object in the initial position and final position, they are similar to all particles. That is the point 1. See the overall object displacement and all particles displacement, they are in the same, they are similar, they are equal. Then those type of motion is named as the translatory motion. So now I need to give the definition of the translatory motion. In translatory motion, see in the translatory motion, in translatory motion, every particle, see, every particle travels the same distance. That is a very, very important, with the same distance. See, one more thing I need to know here. See, the particles, how they are displacing here, they are along the parallel path. See, this is the particle 1, this is the particle 2, this is the particle 2. All are traveling with the parallel paths only. They are displacing in the parallel path only. See, this displacement is here, another particle is here, another particle is here. They are in the parallel path. So that in the translatory motion, every particle, see, in the translatory motion, every particle travels with the same distance, travels with the same distance. One more thing, with the same distance, or say they are traveling along the parallel paths. They are following the parallel paths. See, this may be they are traveling in the parallel path, and also they are traveling in the straight line. See, they are traveling in the straight line. See, all are traveling in the straight line only. They are traveling in the straight line. They are traveling in the straight line. See, then these type of along the straight line. See, when their body is traveling in the straight line, if the body also is traveling in the curved path also, let's assume I am taking the object like this. If the body is traveling from here to here, even it is having the curved line, so the paths of the body, the paths covered by the body, the displacement covered in the all particle, they must be in the straight line. Even in the straight line, the path covered by the all bodies are same, even in the straight line or in the curve nature, So then those type of body is named as those type of motion is named as the translatory motion. See, one more time, I am reading this definition. See, in the translatory motion, the traveling, see, in the translatory motion, every particle travels with the same distance along the parallel paths. If the body is moving in the straight line or in the curve nature, those type of motion is named as the translatory motion. I hope you understand. One more time, I am repeating. See, in the translatory motion, every particle travels with the same distance along the parallel path with a straight line. When it is the body is moving in the straight line or in the curved nature, then those type of motion is named as the translatory motion. See, what I am to emphasize here, if the body is having the same displacement, if the body is covering the same displacement, then we already well familiar in this one, in the physics. So that the rate of change in the displacement is nothing but it is maybe speed or velocity. The rate of change in the velocity, that may be speed. So that means that we are dealing with only distance, na? That's why we are taking the only speed. See, the rate of, we know that one, the rate of change in speed, the rate of change in distance, is nothing but speed. See, what I am telling that if the distance is the rate of change in the distance is nothing but speed, that means in the translatory motion, all particles should have the only equal speed. They are having the speed must be equal. All particles having the equal speed. So they are having equal speed. That means they don't have particle 1 having the speed 1, particle 2 having the speed 2. All are equal. If n number of particles are having, so all particles should have the same speed in the body. That is the very, very important in the translatory motion. One more time, I am repeating the same. In the translatory motion, every particle should travel along every particle it travels with the same distance or displacement along the parallel paths. The object should be moved in the straight line or in the curved path. Then all particles should cover having the same speed or same velocity. See, if the particle has covered the same velocity, they must be having the equal amount of acceleration also. All particles having the equal acceleration. acceleration. So the all particles should have the equal acceleration. In which type of system we are having the equal amount of velocity, equal amount of acceleration? There must be in the translatory motion. So I hope you understand in the translatory motion. Now I will go to the rotatory motion. That is the one more type of motion in the object. One more type of motion. Now I am going to the rotatory motion. There is the one more type of motion in the body, that is the rotatory motion. Rotatory motion. See, rotatory motion means now what is meant by rotatory motion means, see, in the rotatory motion the body, see, the body must be rotated in the about the fixed axis. That means it must be rotate means the body should must be rotate about a fixed axis. Now I am taking one of the object here. See, let's assume here is the object. This is the object. Now these objects are rotating about the fixed axis. See, along these fixed axis the body is rotating here like this. So like this it is rotating. That means in the rotatory motion, what I am telling, that in the rotatory motion the body must be rotate about the fixed axis. The body must rotate. The body must be in rotatory motion. Must be rotates about a fixed axis. First one about a fixed axis. So that means the body is rotating in the fixed axis. What I am to telling means, in the object this object is the fixed axis. This is the axis of rotation of the object. See, this is the x, that is the y dash is the axis of rotation of the object. Now I am taking the one of the particle in the body. So this is the m1 particle, and one more particle in the body. This is the m2 particle. Now one more particle in the body. This is the m3 particle. Now I am taking. See, if the body is rotating about fixed world, see the path covered by the body. See, like the circular motion, they are in the circular path. The particle cover in the body by the bodies, they are in the circular path. See, this is the particle which is when the rotatory motion, how the particle is sweeping, how the motion of the particle is having. This is also circular motion. Now I am taking this body also. This is having the circular path. See, this is the circular path. I hope you understand what I am telling here. See, what are the distance of the first particle is the r1 I am taking. What are the distance of the radius covered by the body from the axis of rotation? I am taking r2. What are the distance of covered by the particle 3? Let's assume taking the r3. See what I am taking? See, in the rotating first condition what I am doing, the body must be rotates about a fixed axis. Now second point what I am telling, see the particle of the body describes a circular path. Children, what I am telling this, every particle they rotates on fixed axis, and the body, the motion of the particle particle describes by a circular path. See, here is the path, how the motion is having. So the particle 1 is moving in the circular path only. That is the particle covers in the circular path. See, all circles, they are centered at the axis of rotation. See, these circles are concentrated circle on the path of the axis of rotation. This see R1 axis of the R1 circle. See this is the center of the circle is O. It is, let's assume O only. R2 circle center of the circle also O only. R3 circle center of the circle also O only. That means the motion of the particle, the path of these particles having circular path. See the center of the circle, all particle circles having on the concentrate circle, they describe the concentrate circles. They are very, very important. See, when the body is rotating about the fixed axis, there must be having some angular velocity. Let's assume I am taking the omega is the angular velocity. The velocity direction in the upward direction. The direction of the vector is the angular velocity, the vector quantity. See the upward direction, the angular velocity direction in the upward direction. Now, what I am telling, see, if the body is having in the circular motion, all particles also having the same angular velocity, there is no doubt about this one. But one condition is there. See the body, all particles, see all the particles on the body, all the particles on the body, they must have the same angular velocity. They must have the same angular velocity. They must have the same angular velocity. But one thing you need to understand here, if the body is rotating on the angular velocity same, but their linear velocity must be different. They are having but their linear velocity are different. Now I need to take one more step. Now in the rotatory motion, the object should have the particles which are moving on the object which are moving on the body, say they are having the variable, that is the different linear velocity. That is the very, very important. See what are having, the linear velocity of the particles are they are different linear velocity. What is meant by different linear velocity I am taking? That means they are having, what is the relation between the angular velocity and linear velocity? We are already known this linear velocity, V bar is equal to omega cross into R bar cross omega bar cross R bar. So this is this one. Say this is the linear velocity and angular velocity relation we are having. So this is see what we are having, linear velocity is the different with the angular velocity. Why we are taking this one, linear velocity is the different? See, we already known this one, linear velocity is, see what is the difference between the linear velocity means here the R is the difference with the different particles. Now for the particle 1 is the R value is small. Now I am taking here one more small diagram for your understanding only. Why? Because we are not observing the upper one diagram. See, here is the axis of rotation, the particle 1 having the R1, so lesser radius of circle is having R2, is the particle 2 which is having R2, so R3 which is having R2, so the R1 is greater than R3 is greater than R2 is greater than R1. That means here is the relation we are having. So the linear velocity is depending upon the radius of the circle. So that means the rotation circle we are having, that means R1 is greater than the linear velocity should be greater if the particles are locating on the body, same body. If the omega angular velocity is same, then the linear velocity depends on the radius of the circle. That means we can easily understand even the particle is at on the axis of rotation. If the particle is at the same place of the axis of rotation, this particle having the angular velocity omega same only, but linear velocity of the particle having the 0. Because of this particle does not having the any radius, that particle does not consider consisting of any linear velocity. I hope you understand. So what I am telling, how we can tell the direction of the linear velocity? It is the tangent of the circular path. See, this is the circle of the path of angular velocity. See the path of the displacement of the body, then at the tangent of the circle, that path will get the linear velocity direction at this point. This direction linear velocity direction. If the particle is available here, it is rotating this direction, the particle will go linear velocity, that's the direction. So this is the V1, this is the V2, this is the V3. One more time I am giving the definition of the body. In the rotatory motion, the body rotates about the fixed axis, that is the first point. Every particle of the body describes a circular path, and these circular path, and these circles are concentrated circle about a line, that is nothing but axis of rotation line. Every particle on the body undergoes with the same angular displacement or angular velocity, but all particles should not having the same linear velocity. They depends upon the distance from the axis of rotation. That is the rotatory motion condition. So that is the one. Now we are going to the another one, very, very important one. So we are going to the another one. What is meant by center of mass? Now we are going to the another one. What is meant by center of mass? Now here is the continuation definition, center of mass. Center of mass. See, generally this will use the smaller. We will use the COM. That means the center of mass of the body. Say now I am taking the one of the now I am considering one of the object. Let's assume this is the object. In the physics, the shape is not much more important for certain type of work. This is the rigid object. Let's assume this is the rigid body. In this body, mass is present located here m1. One more mass is located is the m2. One more mass is located here m3. One more mass is located here somewhere m1, and so on. N type of particle is available. Say. See, one in the physics, what we will taking for understand, we are taking the one of the example, very easy example. Then you can easily understand how can we describe the center of mass. See, let's assume one of the wheel. We are taking the one of the wheel here. So let's assume one of the wheel here. Say it is a solid wheel, not a hollow wheel. So it is having like a disc shaped wheel. So that then we are applying, due to the external force, the wheel is rotating in this direction. Then the wheel will be rotate like this direction. It will changes its position from point C, either point P to the wheel is changes to the point Q. Point is came point Q. Like this, the wheel is rotating and moving. So that means the wheel is having, when the wheel is rotating, there must be having the rotatory motion. When the wheel is changing from position 1 to position 2, there must be having the translatory motion. So there are two types of motion is there in this same wheel. It is having two mixed motions. One is the translatory motion, another one is the rotatory motion. Now I need to know, describe the point A is available on the wheel exactly on the circumference of the wheel, and point V below the circumference of the wheel. Now point C exactly center of the wheel. Now due to the rotation, the A point is came here. Due to the rotation, B point came here. Due to the rotation, C point is not, C point is came here. See, you can easily understand how the motion of the motion of the particle A in the wheel is changing, how the motion of the particle B is changing like this, but how the point C is changing like this. C is changing like this. See, the motion of the A point is changing due to this motion. Say they are having the too much complicated motion. Like this it is moving, like this it is moving. But the point C is having the motion of the point C is having in the same direction. It is only translatory motion. There is no any rotatory motion on the point C, even the total body is moving in the rotatory motion also. So what I am to point here, see, if external force is acting, one of the particle is having the translatory motion and rotatory motion, any mixed motion, one of the point is moving exactly only in the translatory motion. That point is named as the center of mass. Center of mass. That means to explain the motion of these type of motions, we can easily choose the center of mass point only. It is very easy to explain how the point is moving from one point to other point. We can choose this point for easy explanation. Point C is the point B is the too complicated motion, point B is the too complicated motion. There is no particular direction. They are moving. After this, the points will move like this. The points will move like this. We cannot explain. It is the too much complicated. That's why we cannot change. So in the center, the point which is having the center of motion, that point can move in exactly translatory motion. Now if you go to the definition of the center of mass, means, see, one of the point we will assume, see, this object will having consisting of different type of masses. So here is the mass 1, let's assume this is the mass 1, here is the mass 2, another one here is the mass 3 also is there, another one mass 4 also is there. See, the center of mass is the definition of the center of mass is nothing but it is the point within the body or outside of the body, see, where the total mass of the body is supposed to be concentrated. That is the very important. See, I will give the definition one more time here. It is the point. See, it is the point. What? See, it may be inside the body. It is the point. It may be inside the body, or outside the body, where see, the total mass of the body is supposed to be, where the total, already where I written, where the total mass of the body, where the total mass of the body is supposed to be concentrated. That is the very important. See what I am telling. So we are assuming that the body total mass is concentrating at one place. That point is named as a center of mass. So that exactly point is named as the center of mass. So with help of the center of mass, the motion of the body can be explained very easily. So that is the cause we are considering the center of mass. One more time we will one of the example also we will take this one. See, we will take the example 1 of the example 2. We will take the example 2. See, if the projection of the Indian curve. So, Indian curve we are projection. See, the all object will move in the projection. So, that means the projectile motion will followed by the parabolic shape. This is the projectile of the Indian curve. So, the Indian curve will shape you having the how look like this one. That is the Indian curve shape. This is the Indian curve. So this is the object Indian curve is projectile. See, this object is projectile. This is a move in any direction. So one time this curve is moving like this direction it is moving. Again the curve is moving like this direction. So different shape it is moving. So here also it is moving like this. Sorry. Like this. But here what I am telling is, see even the object is, see let's assume one of the point on that curve, say on the hand of the curve we are taking, handle of the curve I am taking point A. Point A motion is here, point A motion here, point A motion here, point A motion here, point A motion here, see point A motion here. But what I am telling, see if you take these points, there are too much complicated motion is there, but I am taking one of the point, it is the center of motion on the curve. So this is the center of motion of the curve, this is the center of motion of the curve, this is the center of motion of the curve, center of motion of the curve. That means even the body is having different complicated motion, the object will move only in the translatory motion only. See, the center of motion of the object moves in the translatory motion only. That is the very important. See, one of the example we will take it is, see, if you take the disc, it is the disc. The center of mass of the disc exactly coincide with the center of the disc. See, that is the place of the center of mass point. The point of the center of mass, definitely it is present the mass of the project. Mass will be available in the disc. It is the disc. So now I am taking the one of the ring. See, it is the ring. Let's assume this is the ring. The center of mass of the ring is having exactly at the center of the ring, but there is no any mass at the location of the ring. What I am telling that, see, it may be present inside the body, it may be present in the outside the body. See here in this one, the body, the center of mass, the point of center of mass is located, sometimes it may be outside in the body. See, at the point of location, we cannot expect the exactly, it must be present the mass of the body. That means, see, the center of mass, at the point of center of mass, it is need not to be present all time the mass of the object. That is the very important. I hope you understand. For the continuation class, you can go through the next video. Thank you.